Alan Tremanten Ebufobaya or train one supporters in also Edinechi. All corners on all the vote in a coy. And we appeal to them, say, once we are also citizens, and then whoever becomes a winner, no Ghana, no Babasha, we also have a stake in it, and we appeal to them, say, Omoma, Omo primaries, no, any heavy. Now, Omundrin, the main battle now at that when rather than focusing on the primaries. This if you we are there, will be a contribute to Omo contesting in Obia contribute. Even Dr. Bawumia Krano almost say only true MPP member also will contribute the little he can also in developing MPP as a party and then also in developing Ghana as a country. And nipa de to me obi in sinchen in kase because you see I want to open flag bearer and obia any contribution on fan tunchen. Yes, contribution there. Ebi gangan to amo. Ebi chimbi. But you see, that is where the temptation is. And I also know trade here. Now what trade cautiously. Now I'm say supporters, ebi feel say sometimes ebi also try to show off what me I say along the line. And that is where one officer last year. And I will sure Ubusubaka also last 2 years now more powerful. Last 5 years. When were we, you two, where were you? 1992, when we were looking for the men. Where were you? The small boys anyway in Asifo. And they should be measured. They should be measured in some of the things they say around this time in the collective interest and good of MPP as a party, and then Ghana as a country, who wish to say, now, I'm focusing more on what they are capable of doing because it's an internal party elections, They should focus on what they will do to build the MPP as a party, to bring everybody on board first. And then also what he or she he is also trying to bring on board when they emerge eventually as the flag bearer of the party in the name of Ghana. And that is where the focus should be. Because
about Bawumia Chopano say timing, is that in order or patch for some more lose election?
As if you will show you so in most of the and your money we Ghanaians thought to say why a mistake and come patch on one patch what me I say, especially this currency at the dollar rate, Wow, exchange rate, obey expose you, who ya them cry, obey expose you. Who were thinking, say, do sooner went to me, and so many exchange rate, expose, you could have done something about it. And in the build up to 2024 elections, Omu Yusu ni mistakes baby against him. And can who be affecting the fortunes in the general elections. That was when Nanka Yefi said a chopper be or what it could have come. And now to say immediately after the elections, I'll be considered and then some few months thereafter. But not when Wako contest just to get some sympathy, whatever. I think the timing is wrong in a way. Oma take stock, Oma setting up committees in a way near there. Into a chopper being near there, but it should come from the national party and not from individuals. That is my viewpoint at this point in time.
Well, very well. I think it's not a bad idea, Biasa. But do you see more chances against NDC? Because I'm person Musa NDC and Mama Kennedy Agyapong for. In fact, you are Dr. Jemfiji Abosu or Honomono, you're a campaign manager for Dr. Duchuma Bebe. But what to say, don't get also thank you to I'm a Rasmuber Akwaba say, hey, Monsanto bad president to be a Rube or come for what? Any other but for market time for presidential because of the so we are start before Julius, because when him say Julius a favorite. But I hear, Mr. who research be post be from University of Ghana. It said that popularity was stretching all the people who are likely to succeed Mahama.
Fear, maybe we may also be deceiving ourselves from that angle because Osha, yes, if you be a mason, because and yet MPP from Kwan Jano Dariomo. Uba NDC Swa. Is here an MC Flatgate, you know, ye be a high because JM Ankasaba public say there's no way your constitution, you know, obesity asset. Now we're proposing for any third term, which means we're in 4 years now. Akunyana betramo almost say But unlike the MPP now, for some years now, no, at least Omwenyan Crawford to go into contest primary several times, all the way from President Kwame time 2017 now, Mako 17. Omoye 18 now, Mr. Father every draw in Rebecca 17, the Almighty 17. Wait, into Bible, I'm marketing home from that time. What may I say? And even the recent times, no crowd last week, you know, at least Honorable Agyapong, Bawumia, show down era, at least also no one. And Osha, Omonoma marketing more than whoever. Yes, whoever may want to put themselves up for the NDC category. No. Now, what that I say, Ebimu blame Mr. Nkatia. Honestly, we say the establishment, no, a favor, chief of staff. It's a fear of what we need to form. Osha programs, baby, say JM Cochrano. Na chief of staff and echo. Meanwhile, chief of staff ne juma ne die. Office in Kwana But over here and say conference center. And him fan show. Ne way near dena. Chief of staff ne die name. And I was general so there. Politics no why politics are check. Ewa maimu. Enti otenioma biase enti dem say the supporters no so catch and say Jack campaign na honorable Julius Zebra wa sha ase no nti wotena wa wo be say wa conquer grounds ni na afa okon ho enti it is in order when politicians say on be so mu shake you mo na the time is not right on be coin anywhere be there to thank you to anyway na ade ya ne nam October. Yes, September now October. Thank you. And your money here, thank you. Now, I did December.
But I question, against 2028, you know, we're telling Katia our chance. And I am trying Kaka is early days yet.
You see, Osha, all the candidates now from the NDC, you know. And ordinarily from the word go no because no when you force starting. What me I say because no with the NDC echiache from JJ Rawlings time all the way and no abaya MP before and general so there uko NDC mo omumfa ni agro and from time immemorial position be a contest no I had to say they are showing gratitude to him. Nansaya obeko chairmanship no na yenim say Mr. Ampofo ehu be no because general manu muso dia na about to say true father for within the NDC with the NDC there he wouldn't have a problem but outside the NDC now outside the NDC now, and some challenges may happen, but politically, what the candidate be Bana Mr. Asedu in Katiawa, the person will have a very tall order to climb. But are they a bit favor Honorable Julius Zebra this time around? So said he is a blessed son of the president of the day. ɛna ɔmo so na ɔmo ayɛ appointment sɛ wohwɛ a ɔmo yɛ appointment no wote sɛ yɛsɛ confusion bi aba between JM camp and I see during Katia camp because our appointment, them sana bimunya more appointment actually the other ones.
Yeah, yeah.
And that is where Honorable Jurozebra Subenya clout nekakra. That is not to say these two are the only most qualified within the NDC. Only the young ones are more potent and all that. But Sisiano, because of how the NDC have organized themselves over the past few years, ebimo post, edidi, ebimo echi, for some time now. And in that pecking order, I would say, Honorable Asedun Ketia has some edge over Honorable Julius Debra. But Obia comes with the strength. The only danger, and say, sometimes we had a situation like that when President Kufuor was about exiting the second term. Okonya, the blessed son, initially he wanted Dr. Yes, originally Dr. Ndum. Originally Dr. Ndum. Entina to date, Nanado on Peso Betty Dr. Ndum needing or babyano. What to me, I said, aha, auntie, Dr. Ndum soon who said a creative problems, baby, no, and not paying the baby define or the call CPP. And it would be the president still wanted a successor. And then or they call farmer Alan. Because Alan was a MPP person. Much as that time, Sonasika was system no. Alan Nankasa was ka. President Kufona Dofone Adena Disika Bataechi. Chief of staff at the time, one also Tire Alan Echi. All the establishment, Obia Tire Alan Echi. But you see, sometimes on one managing a year within the party, no, so no, every member found whole time. Yeah. And the president or the establishment is trying to impose a candidate on them. And also one way, a bit to me, I work here against Honorable Julius Zebra. And I'm sure I was also a calm person. Even though I serve in several portfolios, but generally, about the party structure and then as for Nadia. On your more, and left, right, center, anyway, near the end. And in that pecking order.
Combination way, Julius Debra against Ken or against Bawumia against Educhum. What's your chances not to say?
Hey, now when you candidate now, Ghana for more say or more panel.
I'm saying Julius Debra against Bawumia or Kennedy Agyapong or Educhum.
Aha, uja Honorable Kennedy Agyapong nka ne supporters uja no. Hey, Auntie Pia, Mamia bias kakra o hono. Share me. Over the years in advocating for change in Ghana here. Sisi and offer both NDC MPP. What do we now boma? Auntie Pia, me can you for now you pay pragmatic change in this country? No. Yeah, Opia obey and no matter say Bokin and what me I say?
Okay.
Bokin and Antimino Nanka be stubborn cat, but Yapio Ghana no they've imposed NDC and MPP on us. And the person must come from either MPP or NDC. In this case, me Kamianka Yendana Yenso Diase Ubia any mistake be I am forget it. NDC, MPP, we should all come together, rally behind Honorable Kennedy Agyapong. With all the syntony we near, I don't know. Antifia, Kabebi or the Ghana be 2 speed, Akono, woman 5 years. 5 years, keke. Honorable Kennedy, I mean, because of politics, the guy is business oriented. You'll be amazed to say, our more connections globally. especially all those Asian countries, China, India, California. The business people, Ken is well connected. Obi like that, sanka ye man opportunity pa Ni Burkina Faso, is that. One would say if you travel around the country, ube move assassin yantam neguho. These are the things Honorable Ken doesn't want to see. Umu yantam sana office obetumi aye farming. Ema youth nenye adwuma office obetumi aye factories. Ema youth nenye adwuma ye. What me I say? But for Casano, ne degrees ni we ni adono yedum pempensua. E coming kwan ka yemfantunche. This time around, we could get people who will focus on creating jobs for the youth. And if you don't know about you, by any would be on daily basis, and the Quran mania calls and text message by 10. Youth na a comedy
Yeah,
a comedy and there's nothing they can do about it now because job na wa himfa. Oh, and I'm paying for no social form. And one say at about NDC about MPP way back, sir. Where are the jobs? Where are the jobs? We'll build the roads, we'll build the hospitals and so on and so forth. But you as citizens of this country, what are the plans for them? You see,
Japan was our vision until you prefer him.
Massa, and with the way I knew my air corner, people are forgetting about any mistakes in the Nancy Foina. And Oman was a no nonsense man. He is somebody I no bar. Ni MPP no come forget you or the Ghana to first. Are you getting my point? Now down for away NDC for now down for away MPP. Or forget you Biana when making sure say Ghana no. Ebe to say Burkina and all the other countries they are focused on development. Osha on Kasaba, he had all the opportunities to become a minister of state. Or declining now. The only appointment and saying was Ghana
Petroleum
Gas.
Commission. Petroleum Commission. Board, no.
No, gas now.
Ghana
Gas, yes, very good. And look at board chairman. And I look who will show down or they come out workers in war. Or a board chairman, so come on, will show down. And only the or a no nonsense man. I feel there comes a time and if you are tired of this NDC MPP anyway near them. Oh yeah. Wow. Yenya some buga radical person be. Umbra no make changes system no completely. Na nipa na onya post no kra no why factories be wo no the personal arrangement. In the funny said the whole country shanensa. Emrika bi odi o mining na betu no. And I think all of us as a country should pray for such a person because no we shall ensure that need establish we are. Omba your margin so omo be discount sa man. What me I say?
Yeah, no.
My brother so
America
exactly. Exactly. Remember my brother chance to know so
in fact he agrees with you because of Japan.
Yes,
what do you say about it quickly on the ground then I'm here this week? Okay. I cannot think I try Kennedy Japan as a radical person because I know that's what he wants.
Right. Yeah, Steph, you need to come and meet you for any phone now. Messia team can USA for hard work year. And said 26 by September 26 annual gala fundraiser. Bronx, New York, Obi I'll bet you take advantage. No, what baby. If you are me more brad on Basopa, Wakame Seminama. Idea Yakasa, but a binumutia, but airco to the end, Minimum say at least 3 years to main election. Your problem are facing in fear within internal no MPP. How to get the flag bearership. Now, sorry. Minimum said, with time, people will begin to understand the dynamics of how politics, you have to vote and make decisions based on issues. Yemfa obi say we hunjo we wan brasi we dan hu efe o idi on pekasa o life na twem fia ya man fato a lot of scenarios be bre anka yebetimi yenuan betimi agina so de afa mo adwan ka asema yenu can make sense fia America so about you get exposed to anema be bre na no up to Ghana mentality na train kakra about hey okay anema bu ani yenim Kromo Akolako school. I repeat this. Akolako school no ye din pe. Ubewo na teacher, master, headmaster na school principal ni afrel. Ubana den eko school fi oba school till din too much. What is going on? They want to find us Akolano be not give me a clear obi hana. And so Ghana Akola wo eye din wo school pe. Sa Akola nkra ni man gift to school. Teacher for you na penasem. Oh, Akola we don't pen one sem oh yeah. This has been a problem. What if ye I write dream very difficult. And my brother John here said it better. Say it's about time we need a pragmatic leader obedi now man fan into my pifra. If you are some all kind of make because on the end and because can on no chance one once as CB said that and I said one who be now ultimate create not dream no creative this thing can be a money. And then they can't pay me follow. Now he was talking about in Fransa, maybe a monkeys in Gube. And right away, yeah, he referring to Rwanda. Says some monkeys here number it's money. A tourist attraction. We need a pragmatic leader who can.
I wouldn't say the fact will be one side and interest and necessarily because in the past the young comfort they've come big, but
yeah, you got it right. I'm with you with this one, but let me. This is why, and then 100% I support what you just said. The fact is, so be idea that doesn't make him say so bad leader. But we've been giving chances upon chances upon chances, and nobody is able to do it. Now he said, let's give him that chance and do it.
Okay.
So what I said, it's about time. Let's try a businessman. From Kwame Nkrumah, Pennsylvania. Any businessman Bianco Jubilee House. Until let's give him that chance. Or no challenging who say Ghana for son we 4 years, so I'm on Mutunu. And he know he's going to deliver. Sunday can say, Ken, your man have first 4 years now. Because so he wants who say if you know Ken, he like challenge. And the way people are doubting so John and Monty, some profound, that's what they like.
So prove you wrong that he can deliver.
That's their behavior.
Okay.
He's going to make sure he prove everybody wrong. If Yenyansa can also apply to wisdom, knowledge and wisdom are different. What I say? Knowledge you can acquire with school, but wisdom near the work. I don't know if Yenyansa know. It is a one who's a near with difference. A woman as I was said the piano. And I can't be at them. Let's look beyond that attempt,
okay,
and see what is inside him. No better be a boy, man. I don't know what they say.
Okay, but my name is the conduct of the campaign. You also so far can they at least were conducting we say on Jabi Obia. But I know the question you are the better we find X. And one typical can there no. But it's a job or they Jabi Bawumia say. Find campaign
right.
Cannot extricate. In fact, can who MPP Mukasana Bawumia. And he said, "Oh, yeah, sure, being finding yes. Who can only first person also find it S. But what the question I say Bawumia can't say about Bawumia na can't say S. Therefore, you should find S.
Have the X contest what team you? And probably now, me pacha ma me chile kakra.
Me to be at I can't penal. But I'm saying, what would they say about me? Because who can own a car? Nine.
It is a can I pay the idea. I mean, can find X in the say it. Or Muso and go school in math. That was the fine X. Up to date, X in my age, we're still searching for X. If you are S, M1 say at this time of modern politics. Obi beti mabejina waka say minya 41 last time me nessa ade am here just 9 to me I find it say well, it's why you can't say it. I find it say, oh, that, just be honest with yourself. Every election be a start from 0. So also I count 9 per day. Any mama knows so and these are called mine. They already got the 56. It's why are you doing the election? I count 9 per day on 56 are they 50 plus 1?
Okay.
And on 56%. I count 9 pen on 56. Why are you campaigning? Thank you. If that's the scenario there, and as is the case there, why are you campaigning? It's in 5X, they're only free buy.
Okay.
So at the end of my reference there. So it'll be the 1 million or taking 8 years, no, they echo buy there. What are the 1.7? No. You're checking S is equal to 13.6. That is almost 13 years, 6 months. And now Obenya X. Please, it's us every day. Every day, so every 9 pen on my jacket. Because I'm wow. Yeah.
But when they say that mo share na mo jabe, mo use other contestants to jab Bawumia.
Oh no. It's not that true. No, we will never do that. Never. Never.
No.
Afia, Obeka, me no have interview you say me catch now. Beginning now crowd for say Brian they are going to steal more vote from Ken. And I break it down to you. Say,
young people know what Ken side is.
Reference said no, but we also have youth. I mean, reference said Onukra is part of the youth leaders now, no more champion for Bawumia. It's Bawumia also has the youth. The problem I almost faces here and say ideology now or what Muchim say we're bringing Ken supporting Aduchum to come and distract Ken supporters. Agua Komusim and we are 1. 2. Let's do top-down approach and also a failure. It is right now from my intel, which I'm not going to say it here. You're planning next move or planning, but you basically are not quite.
Okay.
But you are no quite. We're not going to announce it here.
Okay. Yeah.
Well, it's in Omnia careful. Say Brian, also say Brian, no, but nobody second on partner. He's all launching home. And of course, Brian campaign and he want to win. Who beside Brian Nipa because I also want to win. I do to Nipa because we are winning. But I'm running from the D-Day, no, and I can't go kind of show down so I could do the attempt. I'm running from it, a man is only a 2 about the Ubetimi Ayamo man will reflect on January 31st in the minds of delegates. If you yet the top and echo delegates and can unity to if you are. I hope so follow time to time. All he does is Yapamucho, Moma me Pamucho, Mudem summon share.
Antibawumia chop and Kennedy can start so pacho.
That be big time, Yato Abani. Now Bawumia has the opportunity to go out there to apologize. It will be sure thank you, Tono. The first day they mount stage, Ken Kasana, some of can say. By na minimum say thank you guy a chopper. That oba and I had different into on there. No bench na wakasa or bestre. Say Australia delegate for you and son no can be continue on the message no. Odika polling station, party executive, constituency executive, or the chopper air but I did
time na ka ufo sen ka o se Bawumia to pass.
Thank you. Now you got it.
It's not just no Bawumia chop and late.
A way overdue. Actually, they say, they feel like say, okay, one will say we campaign in Koye, it will be true for say another year. Okay, because and I chop and crab Bawumia patch on. Who there go to contest? Or say, ba my banner dear, say, me pamuchel, on casa be pamuchel, pamuchel, you and who? And now, so Obia beto about men case. Akwa we odi machinti na monto mame. But the amon share me Bawumia na monto mame. Right then, what's that betray supporters? Me name who is advising and I say obi oya but me a personal advisor or guiding them because campaign there. To be honest, or no, I was saying the campaign. It's now I was glad said Honorable Aduchum and then Ras and then answer. He said the record straight. Yeah, Bisan was one of his interviews. So they say Bawumia say MPP for Pacho say and you might be a buying or mind any year near the almost say. Aduchum blunt says on century na no kase or no economy na the man no or failure to make Pacho me Aduchum. They give me education ministry. And when Ghana for you idea dance say man failure. It is meaning
and Canadian apply no class to screen so
yes.
He Bawumia is beating about the bush.
But go straight to the point and say I'm sorry to Ghanaians. So what I said. It you know Ken Namu he's preaching for unity. Now Adebia Yera Kennedy every February Copa they say fear. Why be also offering a social contract. And social contract no and they say Obama police station delegates know her. It's not about money. That's how Becca any say Ubenya microphone and GDA will say a dear way Muma Mepenya can deliver. It or no mukontia. That is the social contract. No amount of form say fail it. Say Upo abanema me na can make me bannement to me and yet me promise you. Now when to me we a police station now what science our form will be. Now MPP ban where near Juma anya. A party executive you know that's our constituency anymore. All the report but say all chair Juma no ubi. No wakoton man against and then for say make an Agyapong. That person will be fired. Okay. This is a form I'm giving to you to sign.
Okay.
That is a social
they
contract.
They say, I do no. Okay.
Yes.
Well, how it will end up. Yes. Whether Oman form because they just say
he will deliver. He will deliver.
Okay.
For that, I know I know he's going to deliver. What about challenging him? And I like that type of campaign. Let's challenge ourselves.
Okay, Mami Musa, question on Galamsey. Galamsey, so far, sending an NSCJ, acting CJ, say I have West. Let me ask you a quick one. I'm more for joining on Galamsey.
Okay. In fact, before I shifted to my brother, Mr. Salutubio, Yechi America for in some we see a mode, Omana, yes, yes, so I'm no problem. Wait, now, Ken aspect, no, Pacho, Nanka. Toma all followers are. Unse bebrena na neutrals. Omunyi omwenim. Na ye wo omyi omwenim so omo support honorable Ken. Ken de oil for Ghana nyina. You for no mini pa because of Burkina and the costing. Nti ye bet to asiro omo so say nka the way Honorable Ken Ankasa in the campaign also almost set a trap man, but he doesn't want to respond to anybody. And think they should be measured. Well, they should be measured in their utterances anyway near it. Now, Omunjai Dr. Bawumia issues to okra. Because a basana now Obisukra or pair Honorable Ken Asemano because Nehunipane Bawumia and Woody na Temna Abayania Waho. And let's focus on say Onuba, Obey Jumana Maya. Near Dr. Bawumia, one Yenja or Momo, Monayansha Hawa, Honorable Kemba, or the Ghana local speed. Now, on the Galamsey, it's a fear Galamsey issue, no. Eja me wo can omwa eye headache mawono. Wo start yende fitia. Those is tamaton, I started Galamsey way. Until another time, I didn't be so serious. Every day, yeah, can. And this is fear. We thought to say, after 2024 elections, campaign will be a thing of the past. Because in the build-up to election, MPP, stop, along the line. And now the NDC had used that as their main flagship campaign message. All the leaders in the NDC were using that. It's a fear until we all accept to say we are Ghanaians, we are citizens of this country. Nobody can solve this Galamsey thing for us. So The moment we bring in MPP, NDC, you say BBRBO. And I'm so sad because that is a challenge confronting us now. Fit last week, the body language of ye papa no in NDC, it changed completely. And from last week up to now, I can say on authority, say, until we appeal to our friends and good people in NDC to change the narrative now. The campaign on Galamsey, and Yedumabio. Because leaders now, Umbedi and Numaya Soveno, Omwa, but public Abeka say Galamsey, and yen to me stop it. Now, it's the fear. There's nothing like small mining in Ghana here. It doesn't work out. Small mining, is equal to Galamsey. Period. Who can almost say small mining is regulated? How can you go and regulate somebody in the village? Mining. What do I say? And one more license for small scale. If they want to do that small scale, they won't get anything from it. They have to go by the Galamsey methodology, and somebody can get something.
Okay.
Yes, that is the difference. Oh, so there's nothing like small scale mining now. All we have is a big one from the Anglo Gold Nina Sifono. We are no fewer. The next one is Galamsey. We have only 2 types of mining in Ghana here. The main one in Galamsey, period. Because who call small scale mining, you won't get anything. So they have to use the root method. Nanipana only license Ukrano. Galamsey, nyam more. Nami ame license. Mami nko, minko the team wona mi nyabi.
In terms of method, no using the Obia and Hufi.
Obia and Hufi, because I know so every or Mubibi. Emma, these politicians, no so say nyabi. Oh, so that is where the challenge is. But it's a fear, baby. I do know it's a very serious thing that all of us should come together as a country. Unfortunately, we are not in power. They haven't given us the power. The governance structure is not favoring me and you to go and stop the Galamsey. What we can do is to just advocate and then also appeal to their consciences that they are also citizens of this country. They were born in this country. Even if they were born outside, they were still brought into this country. They have friends, they have family members in this country. This is all we have. If we don't protect it now, we talked about protecting it. CCA baby, and very serious and dangerous.
The position of government, no, Osha, and yes, or more fight it.
I best say assembly cry last week. Oh, I best say assembly cry last week. Yeah, gentle president, JM, by this time, no, with mini pass or Beja legacy. I wish to send a last week press conference on Kawanya. Ebisu ano nimsa umbe sana Galamsey. Oh, because question no mubisa no, it put him on the spot. And he didn't know what to say. Because Galamsey is an area Yebisawa who answer our farmer. Because one of our comma promise. So ba ubechemenya the papa.
You are saying you were disappointed in his answer. So say China for no say assassin. In the Ghana phone into near Chicken Film.
Now what to be that Galamsey China and a Chomukoda do. After a ye Haji one fee system no mono. What to say China for Eddie Galamsey Nimbio. Sisia party for Nankasana TSM. What may I say? Yeah, but China for I open who back home me nubi. But Galamsey Nankasa friend Galamsey is here upokra you won't see the Chinese people. Omonebia no more pre-finance keke. No mwenya because after Asha one issue no. Chinese for no Israel mohona Oma buying so how regulate any Ghana buy regulate how Chinese should go about their activities here.
Okay. If
you are Chinese and you are still involved in Galamsey, not just a Ghana government, and I didn't say Sinobo, and I allow say go and do Galamsey. Other than that, there's no way any Chinese can involve themselves in Galamsey in Ghana again. And the answer no, the man, and Agyapong bebre because there were audios making rounds. And now people were waiting for the president himself to come public and state his stance on Galamsey and the way forward. Na press conference, anything America said, "Mena kami and last week press conference kawanye." Wow, because entrapment nearby, they're trapping, and on the spot,
entrapment. Anybody will tell you, say if you are going to a major press briefing, say Galamsey, LGBT. There are questions you can anticipate. Where the entrapment.
And if questions in the Yatuma one prepare. Okay.
You cannot say you haven't prepared because you should have prepared. One also, yeah. It's a question.
Okay, my instance. My instance. You see how I'm a party publicly, me pesa me can be here. Had where okay, JM, the first coming, okay, BBC will be, and they put him on the spot. And now, who said, aha, you pisa and before realizing, now one man and no say me as a president, and I'm me as the same thing that is see and name. Because stop here. You have disappointed. You see, I see party for an article. Do you get my point? And this you are banning it up. Then the follow-up question will be when? And to be a 2 weeks, in 2 weeks' time, we expect to say, party members in and obey your Mayfi Bush as the president. And he had to be smart and dance around the issue. Okay. But by being smart and dancing around the issue, that is the serious aspect of it.
Because so we are award-winning journalist, on the current journalist of the year, in the report now about Galamsey. Now he's saying, say, NDC executives known a year Galamsey, hijacking all the in the villages.
My dear sister, Erasmus, congrats to Erasmus because all risking a life in doing some of the detailed ones for us. But with or without Erasmus, it's a fear. We drive around, or maybe I am a cases, Western region, Eastern, who took my river body beer, who be a tick, how I men describing it. So condensed milk, say, and then Milo, 3 in 1, said the very thick one. And anti-fear, and then nanny scientists for Ekates and nanny China, you can turn it to clean water. Wow. And to my point, and then I said, you're starting in Necra.
When are you going to have the answer? No, simple. That's what you are driving at.
Yeah, but some way, somehow, and America said, one prepare, onim say, a baby, sa question, on the spot. And maybe next week, one within 2 weeks, we are appealing to him to come back again because the thing is, we can't take a no answer for the stop or ban on Galamsey. At least Yamfa and Nanado cry blaming, we're always on him. Who can so ban Galamsey kakra? And within that period, water bodies were recovering. And who can also say NDC bar power they also held on, almost stopping Crawford from Galamsey. So okay, the director for scientific one, Obama lady prof echo around. The prof in charge of Mr. Kokofune Jume. EPA for woman lady and also Nani said they've been able to tame Galamsey. So okay, there are videos to that effect.
Yeah.
I don't know to try Edemobia. But right after JM Sate, I'm saying the microphone take advantage of you. MIC and Sunni Kalani and easy crack. But until fear, dreams cano hono. Are we selling our life? Where owoni nkwa asem. And we might think say yeah wakra. We buy pure water, and then and your bottled water near then. And we are okay. Hey, but with time, if all water bodies are contaminated, so pure water distillery companies, ombenya the source of water na efi himfa. Ansa no makwa akoye we so.
Good question.
And on ye na yebenya so ye di adware. But are we thinking about only those in Accra and our village for no, so we have to also think about them also. And ebi also no Ghana, we should also think about our tourism. What may I say? Tourists, who move outside about this country. Now, about this country, call around Eastern region. Now they drive around and they see all our water body turn into color they can't describe. Baby Ombekobia, Ufi said, call back, will they come back into this country again? Oh, so there are more serious, yes, there are more serious issues that should confront us as a major challenge rather than go board now, ya set it up now, and then you chinaya, ye pay ways and means. After go there was a sinasina, ya the ababe go. No. And the same there, Pam no channel, if by giving it to people under the guise of small scale mining there, like I have rightly said, in Ghana, there's nothing like small scale mining. We only have the large scale and Galamsey. These are the two. And if the citizenry are complaining about Galamsey, then what you appeal to the presidency, the government of the day, and they say, you put the Galamsey aside. Whoever wants to do mining, let all of them come together and do large scale mining. Because I don't know, you will say you're very safe. Anglo Gold name as if for Newmont near there.
Together as one big company.
Exactly. Wow. It is
also joining to now wrap it.
Thank you very much. Thank you. I am fancy here so that the rest can come.
You can't say Galamsey any dear, he's very disappointed in president. I don't agree with counsel when he said that President Bonu Pusa. Because any reasonable president should have expected Galamsey as the number one question. You cannot say that to be a president. I will expect Galamsey question. It's impossible. Galamsey LGBT kana Moses Monica so disappointed in media photo be Musa. That question should have been asked. But again, your friend and Moses Monica should not even be too hard on them. If you are not journalist, had the question. But I am fraud. May that's the reason why I stopped going to press briefings. I mean, Kobe. Oben Mount says to me certain for planted questions. They say we money ever from to me Kobe. Inti, but I remember also. Good evening.
This is good evening.
You're welcome.
My tea is some Libya, but the fellows say we are just going in circles. I don't think so. On my I say we want to solve a problem. Because you Galamsey share can have some mama Bresson started the first time it was a big issue, and he struggled with it. The second term, by me, it's not about Mahama as a person because Mahama Beko and will still be, dealing with that particular issue. So beyond Mahama, and my question to you, Ghana, say, do we really mean or do we really intend that we want our government to help us solve this problem? I think that's how we should be having the conversation. See, a conversation tied to Mahama, I think so we'll all be disappointed. And the country, I think that oftentimes that is our problem. We try to personalize the issues and think that, the issue is a particular president problem. It's a particular person's problem. We have to see more like it's
all... for your problem. Problem.
Yeah. And then who doesn't solve any problem because he's just in that office for a time. And Sebio, if you say me the facts are before you. He was there 4 years, some 4 years or 12 years back. And he left. Another person came, that person has left, he's come again. And you think that, he will not leave and this problem will still be there. Maybe say, TEC4 approach, reckless approach now, in the election period, now, maybe condemn me. Now that the election, they shouldn't have even started that approach. But regardless, I came back. That threat,
the emergency now no money now
make you say they were just being political because it didn't make sense. Solution no pen no benya no sa. Sisi ana ya to aba na wie no. Bibia adubra. I do say do bu no. Governance. You do governance part. This is the time they now need to engage the government, engage the opposition leader, engage all political parties, engage religious bodies, engage all the same, even small scale or the same miners, and engage the big mining company, engage CSOs. Now I am brought into a part, a communicate about certain action plans that we think the government must implement on our behalf. If even it means codifying those action plans into some, legislation. Let's do that now. This is your tax. Do A, B, C, D on our behalf. If you're why do I propose this, solution? Because if he said that would have been the collective consensus, at least on the generality of how the people think we must solve this problem. It will not be like he wants to fight a certain group of people. That way we can depoliticize assembly and can our plan regardless of whether Mahama is president or not, the next government will have something to go along with, work with. Just like we would have done in the National Development Plan that would be tied to every political party that would have come to rule this country. Then we'll take away the politics away. We'll also embolden whichever government it's there at the time to be able to see through or the same plan.
Okay.
And then that would have means that it has the blessings of everybody generally across our society. And I think that would take away the motivation for somebody else to go and stand and do politics with it when somebody or when the government is trying to implement those measures. Just if you may my drink and me feel say that is the way we'll go. But say I am MPP NDC, say I am 12 years, 16 years new. Your results be. So we cannot continue on that path.
Okay.
That is what I would say. But me, that's an
on the Bawumia issue, community will be in the camp.
Friends of Bawumia USA, we are still here. You generalize it and they uncover if you want to join the team. We still believe that the vehicle is a viable vehicle. We've had, when in government, you face issues. We face issues, the economic tangle, that's that economic issue. Even up to date in the US, they are still struggling to solve that problem. Trump is fighting his Fed chairman because he wants interest rate cuts so that they can support the economy and reduce stress and, cost of living. Those are issues that don't take, it doesn't take 2 years to resolve. It takes time. And if the Bawumia camp, attacks nearby, so sister here, it's expected because and this they are trying to oversee us, right? And that take us from the position. But what I'll tell them then is yes, as much as they have their legitimate right, all the other candidates to attack us, I think they must show us their policy. They must show us what they intend to do. As for the attacks, we will not be distracted. We will continue to focus on our message. And the message, we are consistent. We believe, the digitization agenda is still very high and it must be continued no matter what with our economic agenda. We also believe, Bawumia, stand tall because, Sister Fia, I've said that a Bawumia candidate opens up a lot of opportunities within the MPP and outside of the MPP. Like you need to be connected to wealth to be a president. And it also shows that, any minority group anywhere in this country who aspire to the seat of what? The presidency at any point in time in the history of our country. We need that. We need people to realize that I don't need to belong to a particular dominant ethnic group to be considered or to be favorable to be elected into the high office of the president.
Yeah, but I think the issue when nearby was an apology, not the man is too late. And it's also a genuine.
Sister Fia, before the apology, I said Minister of Finance came to apologize. And then the man this will be Becca was Minister of Finance and one of the Mampina Kufad in the Obeka said, Minister of Finance, Adam. Ebe apologize. Even we apologize to the bondholder. Say, we don't intend to inflict pain on our people. But we needed to have done that. It was a necessary evil to get us out of a worse situation that would have hit our country. And at that point, it was a painful decision. But of course, it was a political decision, and we've suffered the consequence of that decision, right? At the electoral polls, we suffered the consequence, and we know the people were not happy. we ourselves were not happy about it, but it was a painful thing we had to do to rescue that economy. And then at the time, you know, sister, and found in church, we be able to be. Obi and Sika Shrin and Sika Irano. That is not the time you are coming to give them the explanation. It will not work because already, you know, we are not going to reverse that decision because it is baked in an IMF program that you have to execute and all that kind of stuff. And I think at this time now, this is the time to let people know, say, hey, these things that were done, no, they were not done with but regardless, no, it has unintended consequences. So this is the time. I don't know what people want the man to say again. The finance minister can or no at a certain point, and he still says it's not genuine. It's better late than never. So on in the campaign, he decided not to.
That's what I said. Do to say on patch up for the failed economy because I know they weren't failing.
I think it's fair.
Was solid.
It's fair. So Edichum Casio on patch up for the failed economy. At some point, he was championing the economic, policies of the government, and he stood, tall and thin. What the failures and the good of Akufo the government, Bawumia did not run away from it because he was part of it. Into Casio apologizing for economy now. I think saying this economy brought hardship to people, right? That will not run away from it. But what we are saying in the regardless, going forward, there will always be mistakes that will happen in governance. And those mistakes, when they happen, it is just right and appropriate to acknowledge and apologize for them and move on. Because if we could have done something about it, I believe I would have done it then. Because we couldn't do anything that play out. Everybody focused on your abilities to, propel our country beyond an MPP. Because you're not a campaign for MPP. You're a campaign for the whole country. Will the whole country feel comfortable? Obi on your MPP, will he feel comfortable about a flag bearer that we elect that will go and campaign for as president? If people outside of the MPP will not feel comfortable, never say MPP for that they feel comfortable around a flag bearer and a candidate. I think that will not serve as right because at the end of the day, the generality of Ghana for somebody and I think about the metrics, about as far as me are concerned in my history, in my lifetime, like I've said, Akufo-Addo is the most impactful president I've seen in my lifetime, and Bawumia is the most visible vice president that I've seen work with a president. Mimi who vice president Juma to say Bawumia. On the basis of that, he has a track record. We can stand on that to say, he is viable for being an elected flag bearer of the MPP and also to be able to lead our country, Ghana. So on that basis, other candidates, they must show that viability because they have good stuff that they can show.
Okay.
They should show that will not be for us to market them. It will be for they themselves to show us and show Ghana for beyond the MPP, they have a certain general appeal across the political debate because the peace, the stability of our country, it's not just running an MPP affair. In the system, if you have FOB, Friends of Bawumia there, and also and will be in all for our adult,
Bawumia.
Sister, it was a wrong question. Let me tell you why it was a wrong question. Because premises now or no debisa question, no. Say you Obi John Mahama take 8 years, not John Mahama take 8 years, no, all they can answer. Sabi. Sa 1.7 million vote, 1.2 million vote, John Mahama better no onya all taking na COVID see. Environment need the settings now. It's not even comparable to come and say start solving for X. Stop X. If MPP flag bearership, what makes you think that you can solve for that X? Even internal one, no, MPP, won't mean win here. But you think that by some magic you can win the general election? First proof to all.
Yes, I don't find the X within the delegate S.
Yes, within the MPP first. And then we now prove this our X now. Now come and prove to us how you win the general election. But X now with the MPP first step, no, I won't cross it. Who be so be on one process our step and they say, I'm finding the bigger X. Bigger action, the system, if you're making internal one, we'll show him how to solve for bigger action. But I must caution one thing, sister, if you're MPP UK, but maybe one only didn't come on. My name saw a UK4 MPP organizer or something. He made a profound statement, sir. So I don't think so. No, editing camp. I don't know which camp it is, but he said.
And then Okasayana.
there be, I think, so on another platform where he's attributing the fact that it is unknown intelligence and say if Bawumia wins the of the same flag bearership in the MPP, Kennedy Japan supporters will stay behind. They will not go and vote. And in similar vein, if Kennedy Japan wins the candidacy, Bawumia phone also almost better on Metanasi. I can tell the MPP for if that is the mentality go forward there, and yeah, we can keep going at this for a very long time, and it will not help anybody. What else here? And Mahu said, because of that, the Emma just an statement not to me said, Mahu said, won't to me so I could come, baby, say, or one person with him paying, they have to wait for Bawumia to come. And so I'm a bit me, who bit me about. Meaning, sir, Bawumia and the president, one person with the president, the better person will be the president. Well, at the end of the day, I'll say that the decision is left with the delegates, you know. Our delegates will decide who will lead us. But say Obibeka say many candidates and we need. Because of that, make a campaign man in the day. I think sir, mentality no be a juma fatun chain because every said you obi ni much now and obi nim the base yochna. What you say? Intino say any near Koyan is only say okay, yes about me after and we need better nan chain. And I know in 2020 most people did that, not Kennedy Agyapong PC, but some of his followers actually did not do campaign for Bawumia. They step back. But I won't blame it on say Bawumia winning because there was other issue going on. Obekai Alan Chemontitu had left the party, and obviously some of those people went into the second Agyapong camp because of protest votes. So there were other confounding things going on. So I won't clearly attribute that to mean say because Bawumia winning into that they didn't come to campaign for or the same on. But it's a mentality on Kofa Jumwa, Mestre say. MPP, if you really want to be successful and you really want to be credible, so our mentality, you know, the party candidate, you know, the committee no matter, you know, they must call this candidate and let them denounce that particular word, notion and openly declare, sir, regardless of who wins, all the party will come together and what and support that candidate. This is for this opportunity. I mean, sure.
I mean now so I say Kennedy Japan should rather find internal S, find a smaller S, we have a bigger S. And good evening.
Good morning, David. Man, if you are to say, men are not good. A man saying, if you are Anna and Sambia meow, Sambia, because if you said you share my Ghana pa, you go Maya to prayer. Vim. And tell me with some sent this name MPP to imagine so Omoya Ghana, yeah, and I saw Moya Ghana day. To be honest, if you are Sabi, Yenya Fikakra. You say the name of my Ghana tepa, ye de politics ni brofwa kese kan afia ye say ye man. It me busa ye say. And the end this Indian people who say ye need the last generation ye want o man Ghana mo ana. Ye timi obi am be mana. There be if you on say do baby I say me dwenu ho mente ase so bia na ma nwene ho. Because so we hwem no ma afia ye pa utimu say like I say ye with different planet. What you say? Galam say somewhere by you must see who say, Nana be poacho. One of Solano power did gold, a good practice, a tutor general area. What is it? And a Drianim boy yet. Yendin Yakupa Yadumon, or mere fertile land Yankee, a Drianin Yena. Anki bet me a focus on agriculture. Sister Fia, here every video be. Baby, by your more too small, Vim, Omunya perform Ponomabeto. And think a bank away your privilege at once and cover to buy you when you free phone crow. No what's to be none quite be at the ice portal. Aqua, folly country, what they are quite pounds, euro, dollars. If you want to make items, I'm like I will money by it. What mean country? Germany, me UK, all over the world, and think about crown focus on agriculture and Sagam saying one tram. Sister Fia, because Galam say now or more, you know. The funny thing is, sir, Omo ye a union, Omunimu ideas be out. Sana ani ma kuno omutie tie mudia yi na afia mo ya de menu mienu nye framanse ko hwe manso mimi free po no anwa kwanta afranse ko hwe manso metima ka se first na duane na free manso be kuma se asante de na manso fo kwa e provide almost 40%. And afia na manso fo be kuma so no ma beto banche manso fo be kuma so no ma beto emkruma ne ayi. And it's a cost of living se se de wo so wutu gold o afia mun next generation na mode wo haw ne amane to omo ho. Because you could a man for be bound by ye. You could a champ money other president on by ye. Oh, and this is your champion more 2 years, a building Ghana, a map Ghana, Maso STMT, I got in 20, young penny for me, trans no more for Cosus and with Sister Fia. And no media bro for some, yes, say and sassy. You need to yet destroy no. Sister, and this is your Ghana pie to home. Or bought the idea of the main nephew. And then who come near my son to be quiet. A few minutes come Jacobu. And now no matter be to say, who be. Attention, and one baby then ya destroy. And so na ya son and the cocoa order. What you say? And ya trusting at us, Ghana near to me, you want me to say. You need to be at us, Sabi, or one is what do be ample. And you really need not say. And yet the weed is a few Sundays and come do here, me guard the bimoa. So Jenny Biwa, Madame from English in it. What do I? Why guarding Biwana, we in so 1 grams on Musso. And what's the grams ready? I'm so the goose were best in free and I'm a cancer. And it's all queer research. And to me, cause Scotland queer me by last week, I made Tiano, and was me margarine, me any pa bonini pa. I'm saying day. Be me refuge, and was me person me corn in the family. I'm saying me kuma bush as I say. I was me so on 5 grams on woo and grams in my jume. What you go now for this one in your money in Abbasi. Second, a Yanku Boma was it your mobile more fertile land and one in Nabu. Dad, at Bianibia Befru or Benipa Obedi, Ubena, what who kid the best will leave with us just what born you my baby. Sister Fia, ye Kuromo, ye mammy, we are free, or Kokumasi Kedetia, no Koto we decide. What one when you had years
and no anti boy, and I say, oh, we are friends. Osanjo Munina, I said that's how Munya a cancer of the blood. A weedy sign at the petty is no.
And to Brodini trends and to a can on. And I'm saying, end your woo. On what you are near the Agusium, not their pity or the Aguna and the affairs over here. Me tell classy, and Dramicassan. First, June, July, April, May, June. Ye fan Tinwa, ye cock, ye copenwa, and then when you know free, yes, ye Ghana, ma'am. And Pimple and Brennan ye do for if you didn't have you. Oh, ye didn't crank
because of Galamsey.
because your sister.
Because Coco price by a Cafono class own videos and they been both send us I don't move to Chaco, no meaning I bet once as an ama Galamsey for no my Galamsey. This is where we are.
And to me, person be booster, sir. If you are someone be booster, who can't who be? Yet, what we knew immunity, yet, you know, yet, the last generation was as so, Obia Magana be a mana.
There be. And the only man son.
Yes, I'll grow some weight. Nami de Yamia, me, my man, see my Mukuran say.
Yeah, but president, my answer, what your president answer, no say. Segalam say for Bebabe a China for Bebabe to no Masay assassinate. Yamagana for the Mumunye. Nayan check your mo. Nayan Jissicano. Nayan find your money.
If your president Kazana, a family or totally wrong to the sense, me many fled you. You were 2 types of money. You were surface money and you were underground. Surface man, you destroy nature, your sense as it sends you. You 2 bossy go, you know, bossy, nay underground. It is an ideas are money so what this occasion will not offer a mountain mobile no money, and a Kayonko underground. Nancy, I seen a bed this war phone in the end, and can walk, bossy near what I said,
surface near Monia underground.
If you say, oh, we just surface man now, and a baby or baby and obese because surface man and yet destroy a forest. Yeah, this way be a sister here.
Very well.
Already, it's my year for, but it's a underground. I need there. A bit boy, my man, at Nassau City. Oh, you see, be a surface man in your sense, as you say, sister here. I want person so to invent, Nemeta, the idea woo. A bedroom may be none of what to tell. Dear, you know, if you enter, we the Ebena who resource. It is Ghana.
Yes, starting Yadada. Mr. Kutima, I say, starting Yadada because that kidney near there, okay, say Ghana, you say, and I almost see a lead said, kidney cancer, Osanjo, dear Famu, our Kakui. Mamma Zaka, good evening. O network, and Necra minimum, so big in a whole year. Now coming from David Naka.
What you mean?
Aha, Fede,
what you mean?
Kick a crab, but.
Me chat you for you, sister Via. But first, so you said to no say no. You think I crack a classy ya near the co. Me saying someday you can't be the beer and penny for yes, be a minimum. O minim. Sister Via say car, the beer car, auto car this year, 2025, 2026, for Rebana. By Nipa. Ye nyini ko nyina na yempomu ye de eyemre. Ye nyini ko nyina yempomu yemre o. Ye mpanimfo no a omo honom no a omo wu no. Omo nsa ma wiase bi o sesi o. Ye ye ti ase. So de bi am se yemu mamu. Ade papa be na mo yama ye. South Africa omo too good o. Africa ye nyina too good. Burkina Faso nyomo too good. What is obi complaining in so say? Enti omo de omo sika na ye pe.
Oh, Misaka jina baby you from. Brama to mame for na Misaka jina baby from. Misaka jina baby a first time I would jina no. Oh, Brama ko mame too. Asama ko fa Jerry ho back on Galamsey.
Mama Junior.
Enti
Okay, so Galamsey we am chiamunya. Galamsey ne dey now course no na me kakra na dey me feel say you see Ghana for ye be kasa ten na say for me kana get omu aban timenye we aban timenye. Yeah, sukro ya no ne ye wo aban ni mu a ye boa sa parties too na omudi en so no. Emma for over 20 years you feel you feel you feel say Galamsey na shasi gidigidi no. Sa party for me no omanya sika wo mo de run no party because party for me no omu ni sika wo baby ah. Oma wo say Galamsey no ehonom no ye easy money free. Eti omo share that hye nkofo achi no ma ye omo say omo fighting na sefo. Say if ye for see person fight Galamsey na say parties ni me no. Edu ba bi a step a decision ye make a decision against our party ni me no say ye to be atia omo me no na ye demonstration na enye party sem Ghana sem MPP for a omo ye Ghana for NDC for omo ye Ghana for ye nya ye sorry atia sa party ni me no na yetumi ayede ama party me no asiti because NDC free so MPP for be ye gidi actually so 1 year ombeka say nsuo no asase sen first no NDC free so MPP free so say NDC buy yes nsuo no asase sen first no my MPP so mra esa be say asen first no because omo mienu na nkasa no omo the Ghana for adwene ye den di agro ana omo play ye ana yen so no yama ya adwene ye say party no ene ye nkwaje inse say ye be ye say ye oman ma na ye fight for generation na dey ye timi shimo kroma ne sister fia broni no the Bible ba ye na ono no say wi ase be kwa wi na ye nkan no broni na yas ne kwan a ebe last next 40 years next 50 years Trump satam no wawu no ni assassination yan ye Bible ni bedi ye nsem no emma aban no mpanifo no oma chane omo bibia to Christo so mama ene yesi ye wo oso da ya afako hwan na kwaka kire omo se maso da ye ne broni na ono no the Bible ne bro no 50 years oguso ye na akwan a wo plan onim se wiase ne besa yo but wiase ne nyan say ye no wo kikire ade no in the next 300 years in the next 400 years on fa ho ba wo won kikire no even 2 years say ye kasa Ghana 2 years bibia nkoso o Ghana yenya ye betwitwa ye ho ye bekunkun ye ho undru sa level no but what for Bible no World Cup ana onye wadwen se wuye bibia na ye sole ye preach wiase bese yo ye fi ye japa bi nkosoro ne na se for you see omo ma ye nim Ghana for ye ma ye nim politicians no omo play ya che na dia na me correct wo ye kan say where ya kan president fa Galamsey ne ho no question I buy was omumbusa and say gold board no top gold ni bia Galamsey gold now I didn't think gold board no yes sir and no mass answer ne say now the reason why it gold board ni yes sir no before no na sa China for India for na say for no omo ne top sa gold no now omo to sa gold na ekọ omo ho no ma omo no fa omo no nya hwe mfa so it's gold board no say na why no omo to gold no nyia anti gold board no ene make it nyia na gold board no yes omo find strategy a omo beboa na omo de ayede aboa ma Galamsey no so ate me feel say if a gold board sem no dey say if even assassin say ye nyanhu sebi nyansa na assassin say ya and me feel say any kwa say my ye assassin say wa bra China for ni India for no omo neba no omo be fa sa sikasem ne konti
that's a China for India for never to good no ya ni ye good ni eton ma omo
yeah exactly
there's no evidence that China for ni evil no
China gold board
China for Ghana for na dey omo ba
exactly Exactly. Gold board now abemuno.
Dubai for our data of gold to do a free Ghana or matter. And in the past, the Ghana declare war crown was different from the Dubai for declare higher amount of gold from Ghana.
Because
the terms of some better
because say gold board neto now or no they call outsider at least sikano eba etimi cushion near
maybe gold board that gold board photo nenya gold board PMMC okay say ya to aberi ankofo so mo koche gold bi o airport no am ka chom say PMMC ya to gu we dada e normal business e Ghana ye ni number one exporter export your gold PMMC
the only difference and say that the nyano near wo groups bebre etimi to. The only thing I remember
is Ghana, a first official Ghanaian institution, Moto Gold.
Exactly.
And keep it in trust for Ghana.
But I said that PMC license no a cobe but I mean I feel say Niniano, maybe the main point in Yan say said Niniano, say minor. Let's say my minor conforma. At least yes say a try near to me and Fashoka crack. If free or minor, yes,
I disagree. Yet Ghana on a Bronina okay. Some plan a question on my sustainable development goals. Ghana sign with United Nations. And the Shebrity, every must say, oh, and it's Kaka Yindi, not that chinchri, but their name is a yikano, and say, it's your friend and turning it to Sika Benya, Sikani America for him, or more oil chain most countries. Most countries.
Yeah, exactly.
Why? Oh, diamond must say okay.
Exactly.
It is justified the so sika the benya. In Chimane Babano Munya.
Answer, Sister Fia, the point I'm making first and then say, Sir, in Chilimana 7 and for no. Ninia Babijina party, no sooner yes, make a decision. Emma in Chilimana. Say, yeah, for your young party, so they are any ever run economy. Say, in the next 20 years, no pass service, and young upon the young quache. Nayatias, and that's our party, women one new rule. Yes, a year fighting against Galamsey, fighting against Galamsey. In the next 20 years, Steph, I want your own corner was who feel now was seen war a crown or no much as you to us here. Because a better baby, or moon yabi baby almost sending yentino, or Messasia baby for. It's the end here, me feel say parties name you no yes a Ghana for ye my any brain ye jai say ye belonging to party instead of say ye be free and say ye Ghana for I be fighting against you can say parties no kakra me can state for me that say
I think parties the people can join their parties but ye national policy national agenda say omani ye JC say NDPC that was the essence of your forming National Development Planning Commission NDPC. You need national agenda, parties in there. Okay, say more bianco joining. Becca said there be. You can join your party, but do we have a national policy? But David, good evening.
Good evening.
Meet you.
Which one will I start with? The Galamsey one?
You can start with any of them. Don't worry. It's okay. You just have to make it snappy because we have 3 minutes to go.
All right. So the Galamsey one, I think one thing I would like to say about the Galamsey one is that the fight against Galamsey, some of us are not that grown, but the time we were in school, let's say primary school, junior high school, that was when we started, in books, that's what we used to read about Galamsey. We didn't see Galamsey with our own eyes, you see, until recently that we started seeing people importing excavators into the system. Like people now, because Galamsey was just a community thing where people go to get, let's say they take maybe hoes, shovels and stuff, and then they can do it within that section and get something to feed on. The thing wasn't having anything to do with excavators until rich people started importing heavy duty vehicles into the system and infiltrating that sector. And then people are now saying Galamsey is bad. Galamsey have been existing since time immemorial. But why is it that the water bodies and everything was not the same thing like it is now? It's because people have invaded the system with bad idea. But I'm not supporting Galamsey in any way. But one thing I would like to look at is, I think the tracking system where they are now beginning to be putting trackers on excavators is a step in the right direction. is going to be one of the
You
ways.
do know the history of the tracking system at the port? They tried that with the containers, and people removed the tracker from the containers.
Yeah, that one was very, very unfortunate, because it's not just good that we have to. You see, sometimes I don't know why we keep blaming the politicians. They are not taking initiative. They are not doing that and that. What about the citizenry? We are the ones doing the thing. So why will you be in a country where the government is looking forward to preventing something, and then some individuals in the same country who are saying that no, this government is not doing well, we are not doing that, or the previous government, Akufo-Addo, tried his best, then people have to come in and say no, because he didn't do anything. Meanwhile, you have never seen Akufo-Addo in a galamsey pit. You see, you've never seen a JM in a galamsey pit. The people doing the galamsey, they are still doing it.
They are our own brothers and sisters.
Our own brothers and sisters. So why will you keep blaming? Most of us who usually come.
I think people blame the leaders because they want them to show leadership in fighting.
Very good. You see, I've been hearing people say they should declare state of emergency. Vin, you see, you are in a country where they said some arms or whatever in the armory, some of the weapons in the military armory or whatever have disappeared or is missing. They are still tracing. We are living in a country where people are having guns. You go to a galamsey site with a police officer or an army officer, people are shooting at them. Now, if you declare a state of emergency, what's going to happen is that in the following day, our media space is no longer going to be it's not going to be discussing how many acres of land have been conquered. We are going to be discussing about the number of deaths. Because
people are likely to go to that tangent if a state of emergency is declared.
Of course, if a state of emergency is declared, that's why it's a state of emergency. So you are not supposed to be in the area. If you are there and then the soldiers come and then you fire at them, they'll shoot you. Then you see the death toll. Look, if that thing is done within the next 24 hours, you see the whole discussion will shift. And you know what will happen? Whoever that is going to take responsibility is going to be the president. And where will you take responsibility?
So the state of emergency will rather breed more chaos, so we should not go there.
Yeah, because one thing is that you are also living in a neighboring communities where you have a lot of insurgencies. Like you have the Boko Haram, you have places that are closer where people, small wars, small fighting is not going to stop. So now if we declare a state of emergency, we have various groups. They will infiltrate into such things and begin to fight with your military. And when you realize we are in civil war.
Okay.
So I think they should approach that perspective slowly, at least slowly, until we see that things are not done. But then before I go, one thing I like to ask is, why is it that when people are discussing galamsey and they are saying the thing is getting worse, what is the parameter? What's the measuring parameter? Is it just looking at the water by your eye that is milky, that shows that it's getting worse? No, we have to get professionals to get into this whole galamsey thing to see this was the nature of our water. Let's say the turbidity level of
saying that it's getting worse. I don't think that's why you need experts. For the ordinary person, they can see that we used to drink from this river. Now we can no longer drink. That is the basic level. It's not saying that experts will not work. I think at the basic ordinary level, they are saying that the nature of the water is an indication that there's a problem. It's not the same.
I understand that. If you go to the community level, that is what you are going to say. But when you get to the national level, where you are now discussing the thing getting worse with the whole world, you are supposed to be giving us figures and indicators. Like just like the usual. We
have gone beyond that. I think over the years that has been done. Imani, other mineral commission has given all the figures. Ministry.
So currently, are the figures? What are the current figures? Are they improving? Are they declining? Are they just steady? Or is it that how many, just like the way they always say, oh, we have conquered this a number of forests. This number of forests were claimed by galamseyers. Now we have reclaimed it. I like those kind of things. But if we
the technical aspect of it,
they should let us understand those things. And the last thing is that about the Bawumia's what's the name? Sorry, or apology. Very good. That one, I think it's all right to apologize for things you have done wrong. There's no problem with that. But one thing I've seen is that, you see, just like last week, I was telling you, there's no way Bawumia, because if they go for the primaries, Bawumia is going to win.
Oh, you Bawumia will win.
Bawumia is going to win. Why?
Oh.
Because the way the current status quo is, it has been made in a way that Bawumia is the favorite. Why? If they really want to have a fair contest, they were supposed to have started the bottom to up, where new executives would have come up, and then we have new album, so that everybody will have a fair chance, so that we will see whether the first people who confirmed Bawumia for him to be able to go and contest the 2024 election, will he have the same support?
Okay.
But right now, like I said, if you have the opportunity, somebody is not apologizing, and people are seeing that, oh, the guy is not up to task. Right now, I really don't think, because if you look at Bawumia in terms of economy, he has performed woefully. Then you come into the digitization, which is an area he's putting us into. I don't want to get into that, because I don't know why somebody will give you a job for you to do, and your job is to manage our economy. And with time, the economy have failed. Then you say, okay, at this time, I'm going to move into digitization, and then we'll follow you into
the answer is in the program we did on Monday. Dr. Kokofu explained why there's that shift. So he was saying it wasn't really a shift, but continue your point. I just wanted to give you that information that is.
Okay, so that thing's not a shift.
Answer is in that video on Monday.
Oh, perfect. Okay, if then I'll rewatch that. If it's not a shift and it is still, economically viable in terms of moving a digitization agenda, that's fine for them.
Okay.
But for me, I was thinking that they should really start from the bottom up, so that we will be able to test from the grassroots level the strength of Dr. Bawumia. But if they vote for Dr. Bawumia in January 31st, for him to go into 2028, he's not going to win.
He's not going to win 2028.
No. He's not going to. Because, you see, if you look at MPP and NDC, in terms of the way they rally their supporters, it's a bit different. Because MPP, in a way, if, for example, the delegates, the people that are going to vote for you, for example, the delegates that will be voting for Dr. Bawumia, when after they've elected him, and then they go in and have a new register, and a new executive comes up. Because, you see, all these presidential aspirants, they have people in the background who are looking forward to them to become president in the future, and they're going to benefit. Somebody knows that even if I vote for Dr. Bawumia to become the president today, the benefit I will get will not be up to if Ken was the president. So the probability for me to sabotage you and open the opportunity for Ken to come is very close. And so that they'll vote for me, I'll go in as an executive, I'll relax. I'm not going to be doing my duties, campaign vigorously. No. Just like one of our
somebody said it. Somebody said it today. Yeah. Okay. Very well.
That people will look back. It's true. Okay. So they should go back to that bottom thing. I really don't think we should go with this 31st thing and start from up, down. They should just go back to this bottom thing. Let new people come in. Let new people test the waters. Let us see whether really they'll still vote for Dr. Bawumia or not. That's it. Yeah. Thank you.
David, thank you. Thank you so much for your contribution. Mr. Jaimambusa on the Galamsey point, no. What's your views? Just a quick one, because your time now, yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah,
Stefia, Galamsey is a national issue. I don't think we should label it on one party or one president. If indeed Ghanaians, we've seen Yesu say, yen as a citizen, what are we doing about it? Last time it can be said, as I say, I'm here for Nubius to me sorry, Nancy for. Don't rely on the president now, no, just like Nanayal said. President will be doing 4 years term, no, obey you betting. At the end of the day, in 4 years, no, qua. What are you going to arrest him? Say, Mama, buy or may track Galamsey. Of course, almost your campaign will be other candidate just to win your vote. Oba, John, I know he don't to me. I know I better some for they trace the amount. As some of can know better different. Now you are some of the dead so. Now you're yes or no. I'm also supporters. So yeah, then the idea. Oh, tonight you're funny. Obekan means an intro now we are supporting Trona who defending. It's your man correct say omo no national issue say bia baby agalam say no e prior e di enyano Ghana for nyina ne no ho kekanta ahemfo no be so sorry no muntimi and regulate Ghana say no money partner with the government so what I say na ye bia to me just adia na ye kan ye beka every year obi obeba bia the same thing because I adwuma bi as I say neighbor the only thing I bet me aboa dey say and I make come I don't want to be biased ye hia obi obema ndwuma aba o manim afia bebrebe a ekọ nyina yo hia adwuma ni ho na afuza adwuma wo na wasori anopa na wo after mo uniform action na wo call office bia na say wo call factory bi akoye adwuma unita ma de kotutu ateche akope sika kokko so etino ye hia say o ma
bottom line is job creation
okay job yen creating nyuma na emuso na galam say no titwa can a man near man or say banche cross of us good if only we can regulate it well. Banche here near mama 32. Me here research. Me no case time nim na me here
wa. My yes our program no come Dr. Boboyi.
Boboyi
your friend saying KNUST or yeah banche expert. Yeah, ono lebu banche as white gold. Banche na ye dey eat and on ken ye ho adwuma.
Yeah.
Yes, a friend saying starcher, and no the base for tomatoes, Indomie, a white gold and Ghana number 2, I think, producer after Nigeria.
Exactly.
White gold, but you use
the
number, we will have to go through that.
Yes, he's 100% right.
I think I know people about Greek say we are not prioritizing our Greek. Any idea near Kusi Galamsis?
Galamsis, man. It's the same na ye sign na ni mercury ni ade sha asase nim say be akrakra banchi no duan kwa nya adwuma be nya yie biem very enra new news break it down somewhere in OT area yes nya another mineral bi appear or say it's called nickel. I don't know if you heard about it.
Mentee.
Oh, they came in news about nickel no. I was just doing research. If you
because OT region where area more a couple of schools or
yeah. And who says me and I make where I appear with you paid for of course. I'm back on negotiate no 3% royalty no agenda or the 87 97 I'm producer faculty use you we need good negotiators. Say as a man penny sit down and negotiate very well. 50-50 ultimia maneko no gold then for more for me equipment fee after I am to go the it is all basa ube 2 o masa said there. Open ye 60 amount 40. At worst case scenario, 50-50. And that was a Ghana you know actually. It is about time I hear open here. A strong person, a strong leader. Look at Dubai, will be a man a Keteswa, go Dubai. It takes one person.
No, almost a different thing. It takes one person.
But the thing is that wouldn't prince wouldn't your farm through this as all get it to get to the
I said you'll be on some Democrats. Why anybody?
Oh, I'm just referring, said they will attack you. Those who are coming to fix actually do their actual job, you know. Or man in pray, and then some confront no more sabotage or more prince and may take you over. Now they will say more movie on transfer.
But almost system is slightly different. No, what do you mean go oppose you because can't be. Papa, a bebo.
Right, the dictator.
Right, so better challenge you, challenge you.
Yeah, all that
radio station. This is now born to me challenge you.
Right. What I'm trying to reference and I'm making is say Obi Bano Beya the pa they struggle to get where they are, but the moment Obetuma penetrated to break that code, no be deal man anymore. Or prove Crawford wrong. I feel just hey, thank you. It will make cases to say near Kenny Kenyan. A big castle, a bison to me, Obiso, just say, give him the chance.
Okay.
Let's
that point is to give him the chance.
Yes.
Give him the chance. But Dubai and for what? So our delegates near the end, Ken will not have to go through that. Because
exactly.
They don't go through all this system. See, a breast was to say answer your question because and then there was this point that Deutsche Welle poll was making say. I mean, they think they were quoting President Mahama say before we be president of Ghana no. Nesika was saying no. Ni nyina ka ho na yenya leader papa no.
Thank you.
Ni nyina ka ho na yenya I think it's here yeah. Deutsche Welle for na year story na me peke say.
Yeah.
Before nipa no be president no wanya $200 million.
Look at that.
$200 million. In 2 years, say nipa no ba. Obi bo ne bosia sempoa teku a obetek sa aka no. Nipa no so obotek sa aka, omo so no ye galamse a untumi nkoka. Ono so no say oman na untumi nkoka. Ono no obu oman no so a untumi nkoka. Ono na man contract na wanya untumi nkoka because already we invested $200 million. And this answer the nature of your democracy now. Kasa ne de na obi kan ye be kasa abre enso ngosi aga.
Efia, sir.
You that's also next week.
Mate.
Next week.
Right. Thank you so much.
That's baby.
Yes, yes.
You. In terms of my na munyina mate say mo join me dey jaso me dey bremo. Your friend me Vim lady. Yeah, that's so joining by call and link near there. Thank you. Who send a commenter? Thank you, Yakopon Show. You will live on OK.